Okay. Good evening, agents of the Waterloo Region District School Board Corporation. I'm Christina Fernandez, a mother of two sensational boys currently attending the WRDSB Corp. I thank you for the opportunity to speak to the mothers and fathers and all living men and living women of the Waterloo region to address this matter of great importance, the duty of a mother and a father. Trustee Watson poses a critical motion, a call for the initiation from the Minister of Education of the unfulfilled promise to develop a Parents' Bill of Rights in Ontario. A promise that some would say undeniably aided in their election, and a promise that has yet to be fulfilled a decade later. In 2014, the government promised to develop a Ministry of Education Parents' Bill of Rights, ensuring that the rights of parents are respected throughout and following the reform process. Unfortunately, we find ourselves in a situation where many parents find that their rights are not being adequately acknowledged, let alone respected. To address this concern, Trustee Watson has graciously and thoughtfully proposed a resolution to write a letter to the Minister of Education to speak for the thousands of families in the Waterloo region, both in the public and separate school boards. The letter seeks to initiate a province-wide public consultation process that would allow parents, interested individuals, and groups to present detailed proposals to the ministry concerning parental rights. Additionally, it calls for the fulfillment to develop the already promised Parents' Bill of Rights for the parents in Ontario. What a tremendous opportunity for the board. This motion is not born out of arbitrary concern. Rather, it is a direct response to the collective voices of parents in the Waterloo region who wrote to the Minister of Education in response to the proposed regulation under the Education Act as amended by Bill 98, the Better Schools and Student Outcomes Act 2023. One notable inclusion in this proposal is the provision that school boards shall be held accountable to adhering to established policies and guidelines, ensuring effective communication and engagement with parents and guardians. This brings us to an essential point: the overwhelming evidence supporting the crucial role of family involvement in a child's education. Research consistently highlights the significant impact of family engagement on academic achievement, improved attitudes and behavior, enhanced social skills, increased attendance rates, positive impact on reading and literacy, bridging the gap between home and school, enhanced emotional well-being, and long-term educational attainment. Family and parental involvement, and not the color of one's skin or where one's great-great-grandparents lived, not when one settled and started calling Canada home, and not even socioeconomic status, but the parental care, interest, and devotion are the most influential components to whether a child flourishes and thrives, has success living a life of purpose and joy, no matter where they find themselves in this lifetime. Why wouldn't school boards ensure that they are accessing this true treasure? We must recognize that the family unit is a cornerstone in a child's educational journey, and any undermining or neglect of parental rights can contribute to the breakdown of this essential support system. This is why discerning parents must have a place at the decision-making table. Now let us engage in critical reflection. Why have the current agents of the WRDSB Corp not been in discussion with discerning parents? Who does this board receive consultation from when seeking feedback from the WRDSB Corp community? As the ever-growing parents and people of Waterloo region are now not being asked these critical questions, it is imperative that we address this gap. Where something so innate as parental rights or the duty of a mother and a father should be crystal clear, it appears that, as Trustee Watson lays out, the Ontario Education Act is not clear about the rights of parents. It seems that any area that would seem sensical, whether it be the role of parents in education, parental rights to information, or decision-making on behalf of the child, their child. There is room for an egregious misuse of interpretation for the WRDSB and other school board corporations to utilize the Act for political and bureaucratic push-through. With children being held in the walls for 6 or more hours each day, 5 of the 7 days a week. If parents don't have more input in the manner in which their children are influenced and taught for most of their waking hours, this system no longer serves the purpose of serving our children's best interest, which leaves me pondering, what purpose do the current publicly funded school systems serve? Again, to those who tacitly agree, they do so with the perception that the publicly funded school systems are meant to be there for we, the people. And so as soon as they stop working for our children, parents again are obligated to leave. The education our kids receive is fundamental, and parental primacy again is a non-negotiable. And now, so I'm not misleading here, I use the term parental rights as the legal term it is. It refers to the legal and moral rights and responsibilities that parents, also a legal term, have regarding their children. These rights encompass a range of issues and are recognized and protected by various legislation. But know that none of the agents standing before me, nor any other living man or woman, have the authority to offer nor withdraw my duty as a mother. This is a God-given right, and a parent will always have the right to fulfill their duty as a mother or a father lawfully, even when bureaucrats attempt to label it as illegal. In conclusion, the motion before you, it's a call for transparency. It's a call for diversity, true inclusivity, and a reaffirmation of the vital role parents play in shaping the educational experiences of our children. By initiating a province-wide public consultation process and fulfilling the 2014 promise to develop a Parents' Bill of Rights, we can ensure that parental voices are not just heard, but valued in the decisions that impact our children's future. And as I, following this delegation, may be a witness, I ask any living men and living women watching also to bear witness to who of the agents of WRDSB would be against parental rights. Of course, we couldn't use the same argument that there are some bad parents out there, since instating legislation that preserves parental rights would not do so by compromising the need to protect children from bad or dangerous parents. So I hope that that's made clear here. And of course, I can't predict the future, so I won't. But let's use the predictive power of past behavior. Let's just say that perhaps the vote is 3 in favor, against 8 opposed. To Trustee Watson's motion, my line of questioning then goes to who, if not the parents of the students attending the WRDSB, have elected you in your seats? If they are in fact parents, would they be dissatisfied with a vote against this motion, as it would be their voice and rights that would also be honored by voting in favor? And then I think, if it was in fact parents that elected you, and they'd be content with the vote opposing a motion to support their parental rights, do they then in fact prefer to send their children to Caesar for their education? But then there is the possibility that perhaps it was not parents with children in the publicly funded school system who elected or selected you in your seats. To which I ask, who has in fact aided in you obtaining your current role as trustee, if not the parents of the children attending our schools? Which leaves me to my last question. Who is it that you are serving? I do hope to find out tonight. Thank you.
Trustees, are excuse me, trustees, are there any questions of clarification? Trustee Watson?
Thank you. Through you to the delegate. So you had an expression there. You said to use the act for bureaucratic pushback. Do you just want to expand on that a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's sort of what a lot of the parents have been speaking out against about indoctrination versus education and pushing through certain ideals that are coming through our schools that we as parents, whether our belief, like we have all sorts of parents with different worldviews, and we don't agree on everything. But the thing we agree on is that the education system is not where it should be for our students. And there are things happening in our education system that we're not okay with. And then there are other things that are not happening that should be happening. in our system. And I think that it has a lot to do with politics and bureaucracy.
Okay, seeing no further questions. Thank you, Ms. Fernandez.